it is time for the after show. And so I'm turning things over to Jay Mayer. And Jay, tell us what you've got planned. And you're muted, Jay. You're muted.
I plan to unmute myself.
That's a good start.
And we could start recording.
We're recording.
Okay, good. So welcome to the after show, which was one of my many ideas to help, because there's so much valuable content here and our message is so important. And I love the concept of the global peace tribe prospering and thriving. And we already have a worldwide audience, but, really overnight, we could double, triple. I'd like the show to go viral. And that's, what I want is, as they said earlier, it's consciousness. That's the thing that the world needs, to put us on track. So I'm going to play a little video for you here, kind of kick us off. Take 1 second. Let's see here. Hopefully it's the right one. Yay, and we're back. So I have some very exciting friends here that, let's see if I can see them on my gallery here. We have Kike, and that's Kike there. Let's see here. Am I able to, control this, who's sharing?
I did just put Kike and Brooke on, and I'll also make you co-host. You can do that.
Okay, great. Yeah, because I'm trying to do that. So, and we're with Brooke, Medicine Eagle, who I kind of do things at the last minute, and it's amazing. It just comes together, and it's really exciting. So I was thinking we could all start with a little prayer, and I might start out, and then Kike could go, and then Brooke could, contribute her gifts. I don't know if Kike has his drum handy, but if you do and you feel like using that, feel free. So I'm just going to say a quick offering, like 2-3 minute kind of beginning here. So I'd like to bless the Global Peace Tribe and everyone watching this. And I'd like to bless our families and our finances and our health and that of the planet. This is such a great time that we're living in, and this is the time, we're here now. This is the golden age. We've already started, and the darkness, the dawn is dawning. We can see the light. So I want to thank you. This is a very sobering topic tonight. We're going to talk about nuclear testing and historically bad weather. And I was wondering, Kike, if you'd like to say a few words, and come back later and you can say some more.
Well, it's an honor to be on the show. I've been watching it, so it's very fascinating. And the people that you have there, which I honor being in their presence and all that. Lately, I've just been observing and watching and listening. I've been running into a lot of young people that are kind of disturbed with what's happening around the world. Some of them kind of look kind of lost. And for some reason, I found myself all week embracing all these young people that I remember they were little children, and now here they are, young adults, and they're looking for direction spiritually. They're looking for love. They're looking for a form that they can believe in and believe in themselves. And so I try to encourage them that, like, I've been holding ceremonies lately and I've invited them. But what I did was I started embracing a lot of these young people and just showing that there's a lot of love. And I embrace them like they were children. I hold them close to me. And and I do a native chant prayer, you know, and I make them smile. And some of them cry. And it's weird because I'm making stops all over around Marin, and I've been running into all these different young people for some reason where I stop. And they come walking to me and they says, I remember you when I was a little child. Do you remember my parents? And I said, yes, I do. And, you know, and they tell me their stories, whatever. I won't go into it, but I've invited a lot of them because October 23rd is going to be that big ceremony I told you about. And thanks to a lot of women who put it together, different women organizations, there's a lot of people supposedly coming to it. And it's going to be a healing ceremony for the earth and for people and people that are sick. And right now, I've encountered many women with cancer, really bad. And they're trying to fight and survive. And as far as they know right now, there's no hope. But I said, there is. You know, you need to let me embrace you. Let me bring you into the circle of prayer, you know, into the 4 directions of the grand circle of life. And that's the best that I can do. And some I have pictures that I'm going to put on the altars. And for me, it's a lesson, you know, every step that I'm doing lately, it's something new that arises, and I welcome it because some of it I remember, some of it is new.
Excuse me, Kike, I'm just jumping in. I was wondering, could you just lead us in a prayer? Because you're such a powerful prayer leader. Can you like talk to our audience and help us?
Yeah. So I got reminded of a prayer. It's about the fire within our soul in this earth. And it's like, Eo na ne na ne ya. Eo na ne na wa ya. Ya he na yo ka se na ya. Ya ho na wa na ya. Oh, all my relations.
Oh,
Thank you. Appreciate you very much and how much you care for people. He's working with the Native Americans on the reservation, trying to help the kids, you know, to get their heads straight. And I was thinking we could maybe bring Brooke up now and she could say a few words.
gosh, thanks so much for those wonderful words in that prayer song. That's really, really special. I think it's wonderful that I love the thought of you. I think you were saying you literally hugged and held these young people. And one of the things I think, you know, I try to look, a lot of our people tonight, these wonderful people that have been sharing, have really been talking about what the real problem is. And one of the things I see is that people are missing something. They're needing something. They're wanting something. They need. They don't have something. And I really feel like that's that love, that touch, that connection. And one of the things, of course, that's happened recently is that, you know, the powers that be have basically divided us out. And I think that coming together in community and that kind of embrace and connection is so vitally important. And, you know, in the old days, the way that I was taught is that the shamans, the medicine people of the tribes, they were not just, they were always about connection and deeper connection to things, but they were not just about connection to spirit and the invisible. They were also about connection to the vital life and the energy of life that lived in all our relations around us. And part of their work was to make sure we stayed in balance. And I think one of the sadnesses and what we see, because we don't have that many medicine people, and you might even say shamanic practitioners, if you want to speak of it that way, is that it's been easy for us to get lost. We haven't had the guidance that we've needed to be reminded to make that connection. And I think the thing is, when we make that connection to nature, to all our relations, to the trees, to the animals, a little dog that just came in that I got to pet. When we make that, there's a fullness that comes into our heart. And when we have that fullness of connection and unity and a feeling that we're family, it makes such a difference. You know, White Buffalo Calf Pipe Woman who brought the chanupa, she was speaking to us again and again and again about the fact that scientists now are talking about, which is that we are related, we are connected to, we are one with everything. And when we can begin to feel that, then I think we have less of that need to buy things and to consume and to get something and the other part of it is, I think, is that when we come together in unity and connection and support of each other, then, I mean, that's the way humans have been down through time. In our tribal people, there were often groups of about 20 that were like a little family, extended family, small clan. And that you were in that group, you were held by it, you were cared for by it, you were guided by it, you were in it, you couldn't even be out of it. And so that feeling gave us a kind of security. But one of the things I think that's happening now is that we don't have that connection. We're not sure like what could happen. We're often alone. Our parents are here or there, and our friends maybe, who knows what they would do. And we have a sense of insecurity and that no one's there for us. And in some ways, our society is built like that now. But I think that it's so important for us to begin to be there for other people, to really be there for other people, and to make those connections and to embrace and to, you know, to do the kind of things that our wonderful man was speaking of, and you know, to make those connections and to really begin to connect with each other as a human family, and also with what's going on around us. And another one of the issues I see is that it's really hard to get it, that there's this calamity, there's this incredible slide toward extinction going on, because it's like, well, you know, we walk down the same street in town and it kind of looks the same. And what I think is so important is for us to get out and touch the larger reality, because I'll tell you just a quick little personal story. I was raised on a ranch on the Crow Reservation, my dad's original Indian allotment. And there were beautiful little springs there. And I called them blackbird and garter snake ponds. You know, they were these kind of little murky ponds, but there was just this rich life around them. And when I got to go back there 15 years later, absolutely gone. All of those springs, all of that water, it was all dried up. And for me, it just struck home. It's like, oh my gosh, it is drying up. Things are changing. We're losing that original beauty that we had, that was gifted us on this earth. And, you know, I've had the opportunity in the last week or so to drive from Oregon here to Southern Colorado and then Montana and back. And, you know, I look into the fields and see animals out there trying to get something to eat in the dirt. And they have eaten down so much that the pastures will be ruined. So even next year, should it rain, you know, it's like things are starting, we're in a drought. We're in a world drought, and it's starting to affect everything. And if you're just on a city street, I think it's hard for you to really see what's happening. But when you see animals dying and beautiful streams drying up and all of these things, it comes home to you. And I think we need to really bring it home to ourselves in a way that we care enough to do something. And I think that doing can be very powerful. If it's a monthly commitment to something like's been offered here, you know, with the purpose group, do something, make a commitment and do something. And I would suggest that you do something that hurts a little bit, that bothers you a bit, that challenges you. And, you know, for some people, it might be not having that cup of coffee in the morning. I mean, do something, you know, make a difference. I have friends that I ask to stop using the dryer sheets that have the neonicotinoids in them that are killing the insects. We've killed 70% of the insects and we'll die ourselves if we kill more of them. And, oh, I don't like my clothes to be staticky. And they can't even make that kind of a sacrifice to allow for the life around us to live, and that life around us is what supports our lives. And to get the reality of that, I think is really a bit difficult. And I'm not sure what the answer is, but I really want to invite each and every one of you listening to look deeply, to start looking around and seeing what's going on. Step out of your little box and look at a larger perspective and let it touch your heart. Because when your heart is touched, you'll be able to make those seemingly simple sacrifices, maybe even bigger ones. And you'll be able to, as Claire said, so lovely, what she says, to get on the program that you came to be on, to offer what you have to offer to this beautiful world. You came, you're amazing. There's such possibility if we can break out of the school system, the economic system, to break out of all of this and really step forward as our true, absolutely loving human selves. So I'd like to sing a song that is really about the beauty of this earth. I'm just in love with this earth, and I have to admit that I'm pretty aggravated with a lot of our human family that is not taking care of it, and really inviting with this song for us to see the beauty that is here, see the beauty that was given us. We have this blue-green, amazing planet that we're turning to a desert. So
I'm going to cut in just for a second, because we actually have we have this agenda here, and it's really beautiful, everything you're saying. Maybe we can come back and finish with your song, because I want to move ahead with this. I have these pre-recorded videos. But thank you very much for being here.
Thanks for the opportunity to speak.
Us. And we could finish with your song. That would be fabulous. Like that. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to try this right here. This is, the topic is nuclear testing. This is a very heavy topic, and extreme weather, historically bad weather. So I just wanted to get to that, and forgive me for,
oh, that's all right.
Your conversation. But here's the first video. That I have like 3 videos that I made. I've been studying this phenomenon for 25 years. This is the East Coast blizzards. We're going to talk about the 5th nuclear test by France, December 27th, 1995, the last week of December, and then the first week of January is the East Coast blizzards, starting January 5th. The entire eastern seaboard was completely shut down. For over a week, Congress closed. Zero visibility for days. People were skiing in New York City. Oh yeah, and also 1 year later, January 7th, 1997, the state of California was declared a disaster. It was called El Nino. El Nino is the heating up of the waters in the Pacific Ocean, which is where France did 6 nuclear tests. Six nuclear tests. Water is heated up. 1997, at exactly the same time, El Nino. This is special report.
1997, homes not far from this spot right here in Rio Linda were underwater. In January 1997, parts of Northern California looked like the middle of the ocean. They called it the 100-year storm.
There's a lot of homes underwater here, and that's devastating.
Torrential rains pushed already swollen reservoirs over the edge. Levees failed from Wilton, where a family stranded on a rooftop waited for rescue. Al Akins remembers the 97 floods like yesterday. Rising waters flowed into his house. A boat came and picked his family up on the porch.
They're talking about El Nino this year. Could be bad news for us.
We're paying attention with all the talk.
Whoops. Hi, we're back. So like I said, this is a very sobering topic, but I think it's important for people to know, you maybe remember the East Coast blizzards. It was a big deal. The entire eastern seaboard was completely shut down.
The fifth nuclear test.
What's going on? One second.
December 27th, 1995.
I don't know why this is doing this.
Last week of December, the first week.
Okay, so we're back. Technical glitch. So the entire eastern seaboard was shut down with record-breaking, they called it the storm of the century. And even 25 years later, there's not one person, one newscaster, one politician, one important person that's noticed that after a nuclear test, we had like a disaster. And I actually was calling all over the United States. Before this happened, I said, we're going to have a terrible disaster. You know, nobody's doing anything to stop these nuclear tests. And after the snow melted, the record-breaking snow, all the rivers and streams flooded. It was a terrible, terrible nightmare. And we're going to talk about, you know, at the end of that last video, it talked about the deep freeze. I didn't have time to really go into it. It's very elaborate, but this was all the way down to Florida, with half the fruit crops on the trees. It went down to like 12 degrees. This is after a nuclear test. So, you know, half the fruit crop in Florida, all the oranges, was destroyed, and it hurt the economy. So I'm going to share another screen with you. Give me 1 second here. Let's see. Let's try this one. This is after. 1 second. Sorry, I don't have a tech person here helping me. We're going to do this. Oops. Okay, so the intro to this was September 3rd, 2017. There was a the last nuclear test by North Korea. 2 weeks later, Puerto Rico was destroyed. This is important because we all saw it in the news about Puerto Rico, but nobody mentioned that a nuclear test happened right before that. So here's some information on that. Hello. This is a very important and sobering topic, and it has to do with the weather. How we love a beautiful spring day, and the seasons, aren't they wonderful? And you might remember a few years ago, you'd watch the news and you go, what's up with the weather? when there are hurricanes of historic proportion and record-breaking heat and cold and winds, there's a direct correlation to nuclear testing and Puerto Rico being destroyed.
The first pictures now coming in from Puerto Rico after taking a direct hit. Hurricane Maria slamming into the island, and as you heard, one official saying the island is destroyed. Maria is the first Category 4 to hit there in nearly a century. 150-mile-an-hour winds ripping buildings apart, knocking out power everywhere. All of the electricity is out tonight. People ordered to stay inside until at least tomorrow amid fears of more massive flooding to come. And the satellite image tonight showing Maria's massive size, dwarfing the island. No part of it was spared. ABC's Victor Akendo leading us off from San Juan tonight.
So this is what we're talking about, is the September 3rd test, 2017, by North Korea. And then 2 weeks later, Puerto Rico was destroyed for $98 billion, probably $100 billion. And the week before that, the Florida Keys were destroyed for $50 billion. So nuclear test, Florida Keys are destroyed, Puerto Rico is destroyed. There was not one part of the island that was spared.
A flash flooding siege in the Northeast. States of emergency in New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. Multiple deaths reported as the remnants of Ida merged with a front to produce chaos. For the first time in recorded history, the National Weather Service issuing a flash flood emergency for all 5 boroughs of New York City. More than 7 inches of rain in just a few hours. The Western Hemisphere's busiest subway system shut down. Waterfalls pouring down station stairs, trains pulling in to find platforms submerged, people wading through waist-high water, above ground stranded cars, and water rescues everywhere.
FDNY members rescuing someone who has been trapped in that Jeep for now well over an hour.
Our New York station, WABC, right there, as a man was finally brought to safety. And at Newark Airport in New Jersey, the wettest day ever recorded. Flooding taking over baggage claim terminals, hundreds of flights canceled.
The reason that I'm telling you this is because September 3rd, 2017, there was a huge nuclear test by North Korea, and September 3rd, 2021, Hurricane Ida devastated New York, the whole eastern seaboard there, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, other places. And I believe that it's not a coincidence. In my studies of nuclear testing and extreme weather, the Earth remembers events that happen in yearly cycles. So I know this isn't, this is a very heavy topic. And I wish that it was common knowledge. That's why I'm doing this, is because we have a right to know, people have a right to know that there's a relationship between nuclear testing and this climate change. There's been 2,056 nuclear tests in the last 70 years. And the glaciers are melting. And I haven't heard one expert mention one time that that maybe there's a relationship, between nuclear testing in the water, hundreds and maybe 1,000 tests in the water and the atmosphere, and the glaciers are melting. So this is very sobering because, sea rise, the water is rising. Florida is going to be submerged. They say New York City's in serious trouble. We just saw it on the map right there. It's not like something in the future. And the earth is trying to communicate to us. It's trying very hard to tell us that we should notice nuclear tests. Puerto Rico's destroyed on the same day. Years later, 4 years later, New York, basically, that's destruction, that's havoc with the environment. So, I guess I'm gonna play a song for everybody here, kind of, that's appropriate. Let's see here. It's called Let There Be Rain. And I'll have that for 1 second for you. And here we go. right. Kind of change the mood a little bit. You know, I have one more video to show that's really important because, well, there's a couple of different things. I wanted to talk for a second about thermal pollution, which people don't know this, that the nuclear power plants, you know, heat up the water in the oceans, the rivers, and the streams, and they discharge it at a higher temperature than when it came in. So that meaning it's from 7 to 29 degrees hotter. They take in hundreds of thousands of gallons of water a minute, and then they put it back into the environment heated. And the glaciers are melting. So you can imagine if you had a bathtub and you're slowly putting hot water into it, you know that it's going to heat up the temperature of the water. All the waters are connected to each other in one way or another. So, you know, I don't quite understand why the think tanks haven't brought this out, you know, into the public domain of consciousness, because as one of our wise elders said earlier, it's consciousness. That's the hope for the planet. That's what we need. So this is my third video that I'm going to show here. And this is about the fires in Kuwait. You remember the fires in Kuwait? You know, this is about war. Every time war happens, every time a bomb goes off, that's a lot of heat. And in Kuwait, there was 700 fires going at the same time. They couldn't put them out. You know, nobody's mentioned that. The glaciers are melting, hottest years on record, and no one's mentioned this. So here's this video for you. So next we're going to show you some footage. This footage is of Kuwait. You know, because every time there's an act of war, you know, fire is a part of that. And every time a bomb goes off, that's heat. Every time we send off, you know, our whole arsenal at Baghdad, you know, with cruise missiles, that's a lot of heat that gets ignited. But we're going to specifically look at the oil fields of Kuwait. War melts glaciers too. And I don't understand why war isn't being included in the global warming equation. Thank you. And we're back. Hi. So I don't know if Brooke's still here. I was thinking maybe Brooke could do a song and then Kike could do a prayer with, you know, with his beautiful drum, sacred drum, and we could complete the show. Does that sound like a good plan?
All right. So I wanted to sing this song that's really about the beauty of the earth, and that not only can we walk in it and see it, that we have the responsibility to create it. I don't have a drum here with me tonight. I'm pretty tired, but I'm glad to offer this song. Walk in beauty, it's all around you. Walk in beauty, let love surround you. Walk in beauty, make it around you. Walk in beauty with love for all. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Walk Walk in beauty, it's all around you. Walk earth with honor, shine love upon her. Walk in beauty, sweet earth we honor. Walk in beauty with love for all. Ho!
Wow, that was great. I love that. I love your music. You know, I've heard a few songs that you've done. We actually used some of it for one of my wisdom jewels.
All right. Well, I'd love to have people go to my website. It's medicineeagle.com. Very simple. And they can get some music there. And I'd love to share it with them.
Do you have like a short prayer? You know, I really, you know, just for the planet, for the people, for the animals, for the trees, for the future. Or maybe that's Kike's moment here.
Would you like me to do something for you?
Are you ready, Kike?
Yes. Here we go. Hena, hena, kaya, hena, heya, na, hona, waka, shela, ya, nena, se, ochema, wakate, heya, ye, na, he, ona, koshe, ona, ma, hena, ya, hena, ka, hoshawa, ena ye una ya okawa dana. That was about asking to let our hearts open and heal the wounds. There's so many people with so many wounds in their hearts that I've been noticing throughout the past month, and we need to open our hearts and embrace and show much love, harmony, show the wisdom that also that's been given to us, that some of it has become dormant. We forget about it because we're so concerned about our needs of materialism. And for me, I decided for the rest of my life, I've been granted to live again after being pronounced dead. And I promised my great-grandmother that I would devote everything within my soul and in the figment of the Almighty in the heavens and Great Mother Earth, that I will devote every drop of energy that I have to serve people, to reunite them, to open their hearts, to bring warmth to them and let them know that you're part of a family. When they tell me I have no family, I says, yes, you do. And I will embrace them. And my friends tell me, oh, you're going to be poor for the rest of your life. And I said, that's okay, because as long as I'm rich in my heart and I have a full cup, then I'm doing my deed. I have no idea how long I'll live, but you know what? I'm enjoying every moment of embracing and loving people and making them smile. And I just figured that is the medicine. That's the medicine that we have forgotten. And I'm just trying to open them up to see that it's there, it's free, it costs nothing. And there is extended family all over this world. We just have to open up our eyes and our hearts and our mind and then be in spirit at all times. And so whatever lessons I learned from elders, from grandmothers, from grandfathers, from the trees and nature, then I'll pass it on. There's always something to learn. Every day I feel that I'm being reborn and knowledge has been coming back to me through elders that have been contacting me and saying, remember what we taught you when you were young, and I honor it. And I'm going to continue with all my might for all the people and all the generations, regardless of what color you are, or whatever. And I started my walk back on the medicine road. After 13 years of hiding, I told the others I have returned. And I will use my gifts of insight and Love. I got so much love that probably can cause a flood in Marin County. But I'm gonna share it with everybody I can, everywhere where I walk. And I'm gonna continue this journey. And I know I have to go to other places as well, outside of California, and I'm preparing for that right now too. So I honor everyone that brings that harmony and the prayers and the wisdom. I'll listen. On the first show that I was on, when Scott had certain people speaking, I was embellishing like some of the words that were used. They were so profound. So I pay my respects to you too as well, Scott. And maybe someday I get to speak more with you, but also Jay bringing me into this, and this fantastic grandmother that's sitting in front of me that can see you. I'm gonna meet you sooner or later. And that's the best that I can say. It's been an honor for me, a wonderful honor. I can't ask for greater gifts. These are the gifts of life.
Thank you, Kike. Really feel your dedication. I could feel your tears as you were talking, that right under the surface, talking about your dedication for how you're going to spend the rest of your life. And that's very, very powerful. And I know that Brooke also has a very similar vision. So
it's all I can give. It's what I have. The wealth is in my heart and soul, and those are my wealth. That's my riches. And the people that I encountered, those are the jewels of life that I had to learn the hard way on my deathbed. And it came to me. My grandma said, someday you'll learn it and you'll find out what's the jewels of life. It's not what you possess. And one day it came to me after I came out of deathbed, and I realized it was all the people that I've shared tears with, people that I have embraced, people that have shared pain with and walked with them. And I realized these are the gifts. These are my jewels. Nothing else matters. And I learned those are the jewels of life. Speaking with you, speaking with Jay, listening to everyone who has spoken before on your show, and everything around me, everything that lives, everything that breathes. That's the way I look at it, and hope that I learn more and more every day, every second that I breathe and wake up every day. It's a good day, as they say.
Thank you. Kike, one of the things we like to do on this show is we do like to let people know how how people can contact you. I'm going to go to Brooke for a moment because we got her website, but if you have a website or some way people contact you, please put it in the chat box and I'll pull it up. Brooke, of course, gave me hers and I had it from before.
Okay.
So that's helpful. And so for anybody who wants to experience more of Brooke, her website is medicineeagle.com. Medicineeagle.com. There are 2 E's. And so definitely let's all join her mailing list. And is there anything else, Brooke, you'd like to emphasize that?
I'd love to have people on my mailing list because I'm sending out teachings each week, and I'm creating some new programs around health and well-being. And I also have something called the Power and Beauty course, which is right now for women to empower them and to be healthy and be able to offer their gifts to the world. So that would be really wonderful. You can also catch me on Instagram, just Medicine Eagle, I think Medicine Eagle, and on Facebook. So I'd love to stay in touch with you, and thank you all very much. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it a lot.
And Jay, I've pulled up your website.
All right. I forgot.
So I don't know if you want to mention something about lighttouch.me.
Right. Well, right now, all invocations are for free. And at some point, we're going to start charging, a lot of money for some of these courses. We're going to always give away things for free. But the exponential financial blessings invocations, where we call on invisible, higher beings and good benevolent forces to bless our invocations. And light touch is, we use feathers for light touch, which is right in alignment with the Native American traditions of using feathers. And You know, there's nothing lighter than, you know, feathers are light, they blow in the air. You know, birds fly with feathers. It's really, and they're so soft that they actually carry our prayers, you know, into the invisible realms. And so we just ask for everyone to be blessed, and check out light-touch.me, and, you know, try some of these invocations, see if it adds some value to your life. And we all need, you know, miracles every day, and it really helps to ask for them. We go, thank you for blessing everyone. We bless others, and we meet together every day. So anybody who wants to share blessings and circulate blessings, please, you know, get in touch with us at the website. I'll put it in the chat room.
All right. Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Scott. You did a great job tonight.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
It was a powerful show. It was a powerful show. Jay, do you mind if I show the promo video for next week?
No, I'm complete.
Okay. Well, thank you again, Jay, for a beautiful after show, and for bringing Brooke and Kike. And Kike, again, if you want to put it in the chat box, anything for me to go to, I'll show people that after this promo video.
Yeah,
but here,
I have someone who's getting ready to make a website for me that they want me to have. And I said, okay, you know, I feel all that helps.
all right, well, definitely as soon as you have that, let us know so we can promote it.
Yeah.
And here is the promotional video done by Alan and Son for next week's show. Let me make sure that I've got screen share on. Oh, yeah, I got sound on. Here we go. This is what we're doing next week. It's going to be a great show. Hey, it's Scott Katamas here, and I want to have a quick 1-minute conversation with you. How's the quality of your health? How's the brain doing? Get foggy sometimes? Get tired, lethargic? Look, as I get older, and I'm 65 now, I need all the support I can get to know how I can have maximum vitality. So that's why we're dedicating our show on October 23rd to honoring the body temple, really knowing what are the best ways for us to heal ourselves, to have maximum focus and maximum vitality. And we've put together a really good show. Deepak Chopra is going to be with us, and he's going to be talking all about quantum healing. We have Dr. Heather Sanderson and James Schmachtenberger, who are generally regarded as two of the leading proponents and scientists as it relates to neurochemistry. And they have a lot to share, which will be very powerful. We also have Troy Stallman coming. He's a world-class healer to help us understand how we can heal ourselves by having a combination of spiritual principles and understanding of our bodies. As always, we want to have great entertainment, and boy, do we have a great lineup on October 23rd. Favorite musicians, Kristen Hoffman and Cornflower, will both be with us. And while Kristen plays, her girlfriend, Kaishi Chai, that beautiful dancer that you've seen on the show before, will be doing a special dance dedicated to the body temple. We also have an artist named Kayla Diana making her first appearance on Saturday Night Live, but she's very popular worldwide. And to top it all off, one of our favorite magicians, Sean Jay, will be back. Deborah and I will be hosting, so please join us on Saturday night, October 23rd, as we honor the body temple. And remember, if you haven't already registered for season 7, please do so. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com. That's globalpeacetribe.com and register. We look forward to seeing you then. All right, so I've got my feather. I'm going to do my light touch and wind down for the night, get ready for tomorrow. And again, remember, on Sunday morning, I have my Sacred Sunday show tomorrow. This wonderful woman, Elvira Hopper, will be joining us. So come join us, 10 o'clock in the morning. It's going to be very interactive with those of you who come into the Zoom room, and hope to see you tomorrow morning. Once again, thank you, Jay. Thank you, Kike. Thank you, Brooke. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Matthew and his, I love Matthew and his daughter. There they are. I'm going to put them on for a second. there they are, two generations that are very precious to us. So thank you, Matthew. Thank you, Sophie. It's good to see both of you. God bless you. Thanks for staying up late. They're on the East Coast. They're in North Carolina. So it's like 12:30. It's time for her to go to bed so she can get a good night's sleep. And I will see you both tomorrow for my Sacred Sunday show. Are you going to come, Sophie? Yeah.
Sophie, you going to come tomorrow?
Sophie, yeah. Okay, good.
Say yes.
Yes.
All right. I have the Trish affirmation video. Would that be a good way to close out?
Sure. You have that ready to show?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I told you to speak.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Jay.
So this is the last video of the night. Here we go.
Okay, gotta go.
Blessings to all Light Touch partners. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for blessing our blessings. Miracles, blessings, blessings. May my Light Touch partner be blessed. Thank you for divine love. Thank you for divine love. 10,000 thank yous. Thank you. Times 10, times 10, times 10, times 10. Thank you for divine appointments and meaningful synchronicities for transforming my relationships. Thank you for spiritual wellness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for miracles and good fortune. Thank you for exponential financial blessings. Thank you for divine love. For divine love. May all my relationships be blessed. May all my relationships be blessed. All my relationships be blessed.
Great. Well, thank you, Jay Mayer. Thank you, Light Touch. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Please do share these out with everybody, and we'll hopefully see you tomorrow morning. God's blessings and have a beautiful, beautiful evening. Good night.